Hey guys, welcome back. Today, I want to talk about something a bit more personal and emotional, a story that's been unfolding in the life of Patrick Mahomes and his family. You know, we often see these superstar athletes as larger than life figures, but every now and then we're reminded that they go through real life struggles just like the rest of us. And for the Mahomes family, early 2025 has been a roller coaster of emotions, both on and off the field. The year actually started on a really high note for Patrick and his wife, Brittany. They welcomed their third child, Golden Ray. A beautiful moment for their growing family. And while Patrick was celebrating this new life, he was also gearing up to do what he does best, dominate the AFC. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. And man, did he deliver? Mahomes led the Kansas City Chiefs to their 7th straight AFC championship game. That game against the Buffalo Bills, absolute nail-biter. The Chiefs pulled off a 32-29 win-in and punched their ticket to their 3rd straight Super Bowl. But while all of this was happening on the field, off the field, the Mahomes family was going through something really heartbreaking. Patrick's grandfather was in his final days, and as much as the family was celebrating those big wins, they were also preparing for a huge loss. Incredibly, his grandfather held on through Super Bowl Sunday, and even though the Chiefs suffered a tough defeat, you can only imagine how proud he must have been watching his grandson on that stage. Not long after, Patrick's mom, Randy, shared a really emotional post on Instagram. She wrote, "Hard to find the words of holding my father's hand as he goes to heaven. I know he's in a better place. I love you, Daddy. Well done, good and faithful servant." And man, those words hit hard. Randy also talked about how much it meant to her dad to see Patrick play, how proud he was of his grandson. And, you know, that really puts things into perspective. We get so caught up in the game, the wins, the losses, that we sometimes forget these players have real lives, real families, and real pain behind the scenes. Over the past couple of weeks, the Mahomes family has been taking time to grieve and just be together. Randy shared another really touching post of her and her 3 kids spending some quality time. And honestly, it's good to see them taking a step back from the spotlight to focus on each other. I think sometimes we forget that even athletes at the highest level need time to heal. Patrick Mahomes is one of the most scrutinized and celebrated players in the NFL. Every move he makes is under a microscope. But right now, football isn't his first priority, and that's okay. Now, here's the deal with Pacheco. According to reports from Sportskeeda, the Chiefs aren't planning to even consider giving him an extension until the 2025 season kicks off. And that's a pretty big deal because Pacheco's heading into the final year of his rookie contract. The team's front office wants to see him healthy and back in top form before they commit long term. And I get it. Pacheco's had a pretty rough run with injuries. He only played 7 games last season after fracturing his fibula. And since coming into the league in 2022, he's been through a lot, torn labrum, broken hand, rib injuries, concussions. The guy's been through the ringer. But here's where it gets tricky. Patrick Mahomes has been one of Pacheco's biggest supporters. He's even called him the most consistent young guy he's worked with. So if the Chiefs decide to move on from Pacheco, it could definitely impact that offense in a big way. Now, the Chiefs did catch a break when the NFL announced the salary cap is going way up for 2025, somewhere between $277.05 million and $281.05 million. That's a massive jump from the $255.04 million cap in 2024. And overall, it's a $53 increase over the last 2 seasons. And that higher cap gives the Chiefs some breathing room, even with Kelce coming back, to potentially keep key players like Trey Smith. The team placed a non-exclusive franchise tender on Smith, which basically means he can talk to other teams and see what offers are out there. But here's the interesting part. If Smith gets an offer from another team, the Chiefs have the right to match it. And if they don't match it, they get 2 first-round picks in return as compensation. If Smith stays in Kansas City without signing a new deal, he's still going to make over $25 million this year. So either way, he's getting paid. But the Chiefs are hoping to lock him into a long-term contract so they don't risk losing him in 2026 with nothing in return. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Apparently, some people inside the Chiefs organization have been asking themselves the same question. James Palmer from Underdog Fantasy recently reported that there's talk in the building that Kelce might have lost a step. The good news is they're still confident he can play. But this is definitely a topic of conversation. And look, when you've got so many changes coming to the roster, especially with free agents and younger guys coming up, it's a legit concern. Kansas City is set to lose a bunch of players in free agency. And we're talking about some significant names here. DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, McCole Hardman, and Justin Watson, all wide receivers. And 2 tight ends, Peyton Hendershot and Jody Fortson, are also hitting free agency. So when you look at the situation, keeping Kelce was absolutely vital for the Chiefs. With all those potential departures, having someone like Kelce in your lineup with his experience and leadership becomes more crucial than ever. But hold up, let's not forget what else is happening in Kansas City's passing game. The Chiefs will be leaning heavily on some younger players. We're talking about Rashee Rice, who's coming back from a pretty major injury, and second-year wide receiver Xavier Worthy. So it's safe to say the team will need Kelce to help mentor these guys and still produce at a high level, even if he's not putting up numbers like he used to. His presence on the field and in the locker room is just huge for this team's success. Now, this is where we get into some real drama. Former Chiefs quarterback Chase Daniel, who played with Kelce back in 2014 and 2015, recently made some major comments about Kelce's impact on the team. I'm talking about comments that got people talking on social media. And let me tell you, not everyone was happy about what he said. On Fef's One's facility, Daniel made a bold statement. He said, "I don't know for certain if they make it back to the Super Bowl without Travis Kelce." Yeah, you heard that right. According to Daniel, Kelce isn't just important because of his physical abilities on the field. It's his leadership, his presence, his emotional impact on the team that's so critical. Daniel went as far as saying that Travis Kelce is the number 1 emotional leader on the Chiefs. And I don't know about you, but that's a pretty strong statement, especially when you consider the names on this roster like Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones. But Daniel isn't done. He believes that Reid's relationship with Kelce is so unique, so special, that Reid would actually struggle without him. When Andy Reid needs a big play call in a crucial moment, Daniel says Reid goes straight to the Kelce section of his playbook. And that, my friends, is where the drama begins. You know how social media works, right? Once Daniel said that, the internet absolutely blew up. Some fans agreed with him, while others were having none of it. One fan commented, "Dude, you're basically saying Andy Reid can't coach without Kelce. He was winning Super Bowls and running great offenses long before Kelce showed up. Stop with the hot takes just for the views." Another fan disagreed, saying if they make it back to a 4th Super Bowl, it won't be because Kelce came back. It'll be because the young wide receiver core keeps growing. Get real. And then there were the fans who took issue with Kelce's contract situation. How is this a big deal? He's at the end of his career and is getting paid $25 million. That's a huge chunk out of the Chiefs cap space for a part-time player. There was even a fan who flat out said, "What a joke. Kelce was a non-factor. This guy has no clue." Ouch. So where do you guys stand on this? Is Kelce still the emotional leader of the Chiefs? Can Andy Reid really struggle without him? Or is this just another hot take for the sake of attention? And how much longer do you think Kelce will be able to perform at a high level? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. This debate is only going to get more heated as we head into next season. And of course, if you like this video and want more insights like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'll be back with more content for y'all soon. Catch you later.